We are now on problem 21 on the Chapter 9 test review. This is our last problem. Let's get right to it. Luke lives, sorry about that. Luke lives 0.4 kilometers from a skating rink. Mark lives 0.25 kilometers from a skating rink, or 25 hundredths. Okay, so let's pull that out. Luke, and he lives 4 tenths, and there's Mark, and he lives 25 hundredths. So who lives closer to the skating rink? So closer would have to mean, of these two, which one has to go a smaller distance? So we want to compare these two numbers, and the smaller number is the person that lives closer, because smaller number means a closer distance. So let's go ahead and compare these. We have our decimals already lined up. If you don't, I would rewrite those numbers out with those decimals lined up. Okay, so we have 0 in the ones place. Both numbers have 0 in the ones place, so we go to the tenths place. Luke has a 4 in the tenths place. Mark has a 2 in the tenths place. 2 is smaller, and in this case we said if we're closer, that means we have a smaller number or a smaller distance. So Mark is closer. So who lives closer to the skating rink? Mark lives closer. And we can prove that mathematically by showing an inequality. The distance Mark lives is less than the distance that Luke lives. So I just wrote that out. 25 hundredths is less than 4 tenths. Mark lives, Mr. Music. Okay, part B. How can you write each distance as a fraction? Explain. Okay. Again, we need to look at both distances and look at their place value. So we have a 4 in the tenths place. So 0.4 equals 4. It kind of tells you, if you read the number correctly, 4 tenths. So 4 tenths as a fraction. And 0.25, or if you say it correctly, it would be 25 hundredths. So 25 hundredths. And we can explain by saying the 4 is in the tenths place. And the 5 from 0.25 is in the hundreds place. Alrighty, sorry about that. Okay, Luke is walking to the skating rink to pick up a practice schedule. So he's going to the skating rink. Then he is walking to Mark's house. Will he walk more than a kilometer or less than a kilometer? Explain. So we're talking about Luke. He's going to walk to the skating rink, and we know the distance to the skating rink is 0.4 or 4 tenths. And then he's going to go a little bit further. From there, he's going to walk from the skating rink, he's going to walk to Mark's house. Well, we know the distance between Mark's house and the skating rink. It's right here, 0.25. So I need to add these two decimals. So I'm going to line them up vertically. That means one on top of the other. So 0.4, and then I'm going to line up my decimals, 0.25. Okay. And again, I'm adding. Okay, if I have nothing above the 5, nothing is equal to 0, so I can put in that 0 placeholder there. 0 plus 5 is 5. 4 plus 2 is 6. Decimals stayed lined up. 0 plus 0 is 0. So that equals, sorry about that, that equals 0.65. And then let's see, that's not our answer yet. We got to go back and look at what question we have. Will he walk more than a kilometer or less than a kilometer? Well, this is 4/10 of a kilometer. Do we have any whole kilometers? No. We have 0 in the ones place, so we don't have 1 kilometer. We only have part of a kilometer, 65 hundredths of a kilometer. So, no, he will only walk. Oh my goodness, sorry about that. Oh, my pen went out. That's why. Let's see if my pen is okay. It's still out. Give me 1 second. Sorry about this. There we go. No, he will only walk 65 hundredths of a kilometer. All right, so we are done with the Chapter 9 test review. If you're taking a test on this chapter, good luck. Remember, you can always go back, review these problems. The actual test will have very similar problems, just different numbers, but the strategies to solve will all be the same. All right, I will see you on the next video. Don't forget to subscribe.